Should you scout for Suit Alder and Volcarona? Are they any good? Well, guys, I'm gonna drop this start of the video, and that is that there are only two types of sync pairs that do not have master pairs. The first one is normal type. But then, you cannot attack the opponent's weakness using normal types anyway, unless you go for the normal type rebuff on the opponent and stuff like that. But in terms of super effective attacks, all other types, there are 18 types, and 16 of those 18 have their master pair counterparts. What is the purpose? Why master pairs? Master pairs give you an extra passive skill or master passive, and just makes your sync pair stronger. The best bug type that we have is just a Poke Fair. And yeah, Suit Alder is the very first Master Fair level, or should I say past more than Master Fair. This is an Arc Suit. But what about Arc Suits? Arc Suits have 500 scout points. And that's an extra, extra 10,000 or 9,000 something. I think 40 something thousand. I don't want to do some math right now. But you need 40 plus thousand gems over the 36,600 gems that you need for a normal sync pair. If you get shafted, you will say goodbye to an extra at least 9,000 gems. But then, this is a well-deserved upgrade for our bug type sync pairs, because bug types, let's be honest, probably the best one is, I do not know, Suit Hilbert with his changes of other, he can change to different types anyway, but now we have Alder or Suit Alder getting that Arc Suit treatment. At the start of the battle, you bring in some bug type rebuffs, and now he is the supreme leader of bug types. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's first talk about this. This is a multi-sync pair with an EX rule of sprint. Multi-sync pairs, again, they are blessed with the power of Arceus, blah, blah, blah. At the start of the battle, you bring in positive rebuff against bug type attacks, so you will receive less damage from the opponent's bug type attacks, and then all bug type attacks that you hit against the opponent will be stronger. And if you 6-star EX him, that will give the opponent an additional bug type rebuff, making your bug type attacks stronger. If you give him the EX roll, he will have a sync move countdown -3 after his first sync move. And that's Suit Alder. He has a lucky cookie over here with catalytic acceleration, gives you a move gauge acceleration after using your sync move. Kind of boring, but then he runs from April 30 to June 8. Let's talk about his kit right now. Let's look at his in-depth kit. So, as you can see over here, if we make him level 150, his HP stat is 839. His attack and special attack stat is at 394. But then once we unlock his EX roll, the attack and special attack stat is going to go up to 414. Could be higher, 500 something might be ideal, but then that's the way this sync pair is, and that really high speed stat of 481. That HP stat could be, why not make it 900 or 999? It's 899 anyway. So he has, as an Arc Suit, he has an extra 2 passive skills. You have Insect Myth, which powers up the moves of all allied sync pairs by 10%, reduces the damage you receive by 20%. And then the higher or the more bug type sync pairs you have, you can max out your damage to plus 30% and max damage reduction 26%. Again, this does not apply to your sync moves, just your normal attacks. But his normal attacks are quite nice. Instant Judgment, start of the battle, raises everyone's bug type rebuff. That means you lower the damage of bug type if the opponent uses bug-type attacks against you, and you lower the opponent's bug-type rebuff, your attacks or your bug-type attacks are gonna get stronger. The Wandering Champion basically changes your Hyper Beam. Just think of his attacks as just everything bug-type attacks. And then, when you use a move by your Pokemon that targets itself on an ally, that target becomes all allied sync pairs. I don't think this applies to trainer moves. And then when you use an attack against the opponent, all opponents will receive damage. So all his attacks are gonna be AoE and hit every single opponent. And then this will not be subject to an AoE penalty. And what does that mean? That will reduce, if there are 3 opponents, normally the full damage is going to be divided by 3 opponents, and then everyone will receive kind of an equal amount. This one does not. This one, if there's one opponent that receives 99999 damage, everyone will receive 99999 damage, or some variant of that thing. And then all his attacks are gonna be critical hits unless the opponent has some vigilance or something like that. You have been through enough, your moves will never miss. And then when you turn the field of play into Bug Zone, whether it's Suit Alder or some other sync pair that turns the field of play into Bug Zone, it will raise your own special moves up next effect. That means your next attack is gonna be 40% stronger. And then Adrenaline 3, after you use your sync move, you will lower your sync move countdown -3. This is fun if you have his EX roll unlocked. His EX roll is sprint. That means once you use your sync move, you will have Adrenaline 6. Your sync move countdown will go down -6. And that means just by lining up your attacks properly, your moves properly with your allied sync pairs, the opponent will receive kind of like 2 sync moves in a row. Kind of similar. Something close to that thing. So, very, very fast next sync move for this sync pair. So, that's for his passive skills. And now you have some moves. You have Hyper Beam. Again, this will turn into Bug type. And then, it's a 4-move gauge. 90% accuracy, but who cares because your moves will never miss, and this will always be a critical hit. And not only hit one ally, but this will hit every single opponent. AoE Hyper Beam for the win. You have Potion, heals an ally's HP by 40%. I don't think that this will be AoE. It will be cool if this was AoE, but upon reading the passive skill, it only applies to your Pokemon attacks. Potion is a trainer move. This will most likely not be AoE, but I would change, I would love this to be AoE. Almighty Sun Hyper Beam is your buddy move. You can use this once only, and then you will unlock this when you use any move once. It will use up a maximum of 6 slots of your move gauge. If you have your move gauge max -2, you can only use up to a maximum of 4 slots. And then the attack power increases based on how many move gauges that you use. And then it will turn the field of play into Bug Zone. So this buddy move will get stronger and stronger and stronger. Take note that base power is lower than your original Hyper Beam, but with the multipliers, it will be much stronger than your Hyper Beam. And then We Are One reduces your sync move countdown -1, raises your special attack stat +6. Again, I don't think this will be AoE. This is just a trainer move that your trainer uses. Applies super effective up next effect. So that means your next attack, if the opponent is weak to bug type attacks, is going to be 1.5 times stronger. And then for Arc Suit Fairs or Arc Suit units, you will have an effect built into your sync move, and that is after using your sync move, you'll raise your special moves up next effect +2 stat ranks. And then, again, you will lower the opponent's bug type rebuff after you have him 6-star EX. And upon EX rolling him, you will have Adrenaline 3 over here plus another Adrenaline 3 over here with the passive skill. So that means Adrenaline 6. very quick sync move countdown. All right. So this sync pair is an arc suit. That means if you have 2 out of 5, 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5, you will have free tiles over here. This is free. This is going to be free, free, and free. But let's talk about these tiles right now. So 1 out of 5, you got Dauntless, your special attack stat cannot be lowered. What else do you get 1 out of 5? Not really that much except for some move power-up tiles. 2 out of 5, you got Bug Zone status immunity. Bug Zone all stats down immunity, and an Insect acceleration which charges your move gauge much quicker, and then another or some other 2 out of 5 tiles over here. Hyper Beam move gauge refresh 3, Potion MP refresh 2, Hyper Beam move gauge up to 9. I think this is very good. Charges your move gauge plus 2 when your move is successful. I guess you don't have to get this. You can get this instead, or you can get both for a chance of recovering 3 move gauges. In fact, I'm really curious right now where that thing is placed in the sync grid. So Hyper Beam move gauge up to 9, and Hyper Beam, where is the other? Hyper Beam move gauge refresh 3 is over here on the other side. I'd rather get this one. Yeah, I'd rather get that one unless you want to get these tiles over here. So what else do we have? 2 out of 5, you got we are 1 MP refresh 2. This is very helpful because that will give you a super effective up next effect that will power up your next attack by 1.5 times damage. Either your sync move, your buddy move, your normal Hyper Beam if the opponent is weak to bug type attacks. We are 1 buy 1 get 1 9 for a free move next effect. And then you have Almighty Sun Hyper Beam move gauge refresh 3. That's that. 3 out of 5, you got some other tiles over here. We got first sync move countdown down 1. Or rather, first trainer move, sync countdown down 1. Reduces your sync move countdown -1 after you use your trainer move for the very first time. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the trainer move will lower your sync move countdown -1 already. So that will lower your sync move countdown -2, but then it only applies to the very first trainer move that you use. You have Brain Power, a multiplier for your sync move. The higher your special attack stat is, the stronger your sync move is gonna be. This is very nice. If you get this every single time you hit the opponent, which again, you will hit every single opponent, you will lower their special defense down -2. And just by 3 attacks against the opponent, you will be dishing out maximum damage for not just your Hyper Beam, but also your buddy move as well as your sync move. Then this one, opponent rebuff down. Again, you will lower the opponent's rebuff at the start of the battle. And after you use your sync move for the very first time, if you have him 6-star EX, it will power up your moves and sync moves by around 30% stronger. And an ally sets Bug Zone special boost up 1-9. When an ally sets the field of play to Bug Zone, you will have your special moves up next effect +1. I think there's another tile over, or rather a thing over here. So this, been through enough, will raise your special moves up next effect +1. And this another tile over here will raise by another +1. So that means when an ally sets the field of play to Bug Zone, that's an 80% stronger next attack for you. Rejuvenate 6. After you use your sync move, you'll recover 6 move gauges. Bug Zone Extension 3 is at 4 out of 5, guys. But wait, before we go there, let's go here. First 3 out of 5. Couple more tiles. We are 1. Move special boost up to 9. Raises your special moves up next effect +2. That's an 80% stronger damage. And Potion Master Healer 1 so that you can recover more HP when you use Potion. When we go down over here, we have 3 sync move power-up tiles. 1 is going to be free. 2 are, you just have to invest in those tiles over there to power up your sync move +100 base power. Okay, let's go to 4 out of 5. We got Bug Zone Extension 3, which is helpful. It will extend the duration of Bug Zone, when you set Bug Zone to the added field of play. And how do you set Bug Zone again? Just use his trainer move, guys. When you use your, or rather, just use your buddy move. When you use your buddy move, you will turn the field of play into Bug Zone. Again, you can only use your buddy move once. This is going to be very strong. But if you have 5 out of 5, you can use your buddy move another time after you use your sync move for the very first time. That means you're gonna be really, really, really strong, and that Bug Zone will be extended more. Now, there's another sync pair that's gonna come out, and that is Benga with another Volcarona. Benga can bring in EX Bug Zone. So EX, I did not exactly check again, but EX versions of the zones normally power up by another, kind of double the power up of your normal zones. So by having Bug Zone extension and having EX Bug Zone, Alder is just gonna get even more powerful there and then and there. And yeah, this is just a very strong sync pair. Again, at the start of the battle, you can lower the opponent's bug-type rebuff already after using your sync move. Another bug-type rebuff that is already up 1.5 times multiplier. And then you can bring in Bug Zone. Bug Zone, if I'm not mistaken, is another 1.5 times multiplier. And then you have Brain Power, the higher special attack stat is, the stronger your sync move is gonna be. That's another multiplier. You have Opponent rebuff down, Pokemon moves and sync moves up 3. That's another multiplier. You have your whatchamacallit, you have your trainer move that gives you super effective up next effect. That is another multiplier. And overall, you have a lot of multipliers for your sync move. In terms of your normal attack, your Hyper Beam is already very strong. You get to hit every single opponent anyway. That, your only multiplier there is this. Opponent rebuff down, Pokemon moves up, and sync moves up 3. And then your rebuff is already a multiplier. Your Bug Zone is already a multiplier. Your super effective up next effect. Actually, he has a lot of multipliers if you decide to go for that route instead. So that's Alder, guys. That's Suit Alder and Volcarona. Again, with bug types lacking in the Master Fair / Suit Fair department, this is a very nice sync pair to have. But with the arrival of Benga, with EX Bug Zone, and, you know, the Hiker is going to be a free-to-play sync pair, but then that's a support. But you get a Shiny Reller for free, and that's a bug type. And one more thing is that all Mega Evolving sync pairs are going to get a little boost in terms of their sync move damage. So normally, all sync pairs or all Pokemon that can Mega Evolve, except for Sceptile, Brendan and Sceptile, have really low sync move damage. And now, Best Boy Nolan, the bug type, and I think another one is Bugsy and Beedrill are gonna have a little boost in terms of their sync move damage. So, bug types are getting quite some love in this update. Should you scout? Well, he's good. He's really good. And there's nothing I can say except, you know, scout for your faves instead of the meta. He has been training to improve Alder, yes. But then, you know, Arcsuit N just left us. And I do not know if you have enough gems to scout for this sync pair. When is this sync pair going to end? June 8th. So that's still some way to go. You'll probably get a lot of gems. Hopefully, we'll get a lot of gems. I haven't checked the gem count yet and stuff. So, are you going to scout for this sync pair? Wait till my analysis of Benga and I'll probably give a much more clear stance of whether to scout for Benga or Alder instead. But yeah, that is our analysis. I do not know what to rate this sync pair in terms of bug types. If you give him the AX role, I'd rate him a 9 or something like that. 9, 9.5 in terms of do we need a strong bug type sync pair? I'd say yes. 9.5, 10. But in terms of overall what this sync pair can do, probably a 9. But in terms of bug types, yes, a 9.5 to 10 because of how badly we need bug type sync pairs and bug type some love. So, that's it for analysis. If you enjoyed the content, make sure you hit the like button for me. And if you want to help me out, you can go to my coffee.com/SPLgum page to help me out with some funds. And a huge shout out goes to all the members of my channel with eWiz reaching 3 years, as well as all my other members who have been supporting me for the longest time. Thank you so much for your support. And until then, that is Suit Alder and Volcarona. And I will see you in the next video. Rawr!